Alright, what's going on, casters? We are back after the holiday break that we all had. We all took a break from the ECL and everything else going on just so we could spend some time with our families for the holidays. But we are back this week, and we are going to go up against Luck, one of the original cast members of the ECL and the, I suppose you would say, the creator of the ECL as well. So definitely go and show him some love on his videos and thank him for making this for all of us. It's been a blast playing this. Hopefully we will do okay in this match. Like I said, we have been spending time with our families, so I really didn't prepare too much for this match. I kind of ran some things over in my head, but I didn't playtest at all for this, so we'll see how this goes. But let's go over some of the key problem cards that we could see in our opponent. That's going to be, of course, the Viscerus, with Luck having the Wind and Earth as his elements. He could 100% run Mono Earth Beatdown and attempt to take away any early pressure from us in that regard. Viscerus is a terrifying card, as we've seen before. If you let it get away, it will take an inch and it will run a mile. Very, very scary card there. It of course has the equal links with the Earth as well. We're mainly going to be going over some of the Earth cards, and you'll kind of see why in a moment. But it has equal links that can destroy a lot of our runes, a lot of our back row. Very, very scary there. It has Tectorus, which can be a huge, huge beat stick if you let it get away. It also has the rune Earthquake, which is terrifying alongside possible runes like Resting on Your Laurels. Our opponent has a lot of destruction capabilities. And it runs, of course, Demeter to pump up those numbers and get a lot of essentially everything it needs out of its cards. It pumps up Tectorus, it pumps up Viscerus, it pumps up Equal Links, allows Equal Links' abilities to pop off. Demeter is just a fantastic card for Earth and lets all these cards just be absolutely terrifying. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into our deck and kind of go over some things that we could still also see from our opponent as well, us both being wind casters as well as other elements. Alright, so for this particular build, I chose to go a sort of comfortable route rather than trying to see what our opponent could do and try to counter that like I've been doing. I definitely think that if I were to do that, the smartest play, in my opinion, should be to retry the play that I tried against Red Baron and hope that I see those pieces, unlike I did in that match. But I think the smartest play that I should probably do is focus on fire and then try to get Trifernal out and get his ability off to where our opponent can't play those terrifying cards like Viscerus and Tectorus and Equal Links and all those cards like that. Even in the wind matchup, Trifernal screams, hey, you can't have Elestrals, because all of the Elestrals in both wind and earth that you would probably see be played all have 3 or less defense. So a lot of those cards just kind of get blown back by Trifernal, but I would rather play something I'm more comfortable with and kind of see how that goes. If that doesn't work, then we'll go back to our old strategy of trying to just outdo our opponent for what we think that their strategy might be. Now, with all that talking being said, we're going to be running 2 P-Gust. 2 P-Gust is just what I'm comfortable with. It's very easy to search out. It doesn't clog up the hand too much. It's not a very aggressive card on the field, but it does allow us to get rid of the back row of our opponent very early, so I do like that. And then we're going to be running 3 of one of my favorite cards, and if I focus on wind at all, you'll probably see me just gushing over this card because I absolutely love the early pressure of Exaltair. It's not a very good card in this particular matchup, But I do love the pressure that we could put on our opponent, especially if they try to play a lot of Demeters, if they try to play a lot of wind cards. This could also play to our advantage, because we could burn our opponent and make sure that they burn themselves out even faster as well. So hopefully we can get that off without any issue, but that's not going to be our main goal this time. So some of our main cards that we do want to see is of course going to be our Sorlet. Our Sorlet is going to be a very good way to out the Viserys or the Tectorus, because they don't boost their own defense. So we can just go ahead and turn our opponent's Elestrals to defense mode and attack over it that way. And then this week, similar to the first week, we are going to be running a Hydrake package. We're going to be running 3 Hydrake just because we want to see our opponent burn his life away. And so to do that, we're probably going to end up having to do that ourselves as well. So it's going to be a very close match if I had to guess. We could just get blown back as well. That's a very likely possibility as well. But just in my head, I kind of see it as burn your opponent and have them not be able to play cards as efficiently as they would like to. So with that being said, we play the Hydrake for the threat, and we also play it for the 2 Twindra that we have. We're going to be running 2 Twindra. So this is going to be our lower Elestrals, and then this is going to be our higher Elestrals. We are going to be running 1 Chrysor as well, to hope that we can get either we can get some spirits back, or we can go ahead and attack our opponent's spirits directly and get some more of that chip damage that we're hopefully going to be doing with all these cards. But of course, if you play the Hydrake package, you might as well play at least 1 Pen Terror just for the threat. Worst case scenario, it gets PTA'd or shielded and we burn our opponent for another 4. So absolutely good there. Very burn focused without being too burn focused, if that makes sense. We want to be able to have board presence, but also be able to combat our opponent and make sure that they don't have enough spirits to do what they would like. And so that's going to be the Elestrals. And then of course, because I love draw power so much, I'm going to be running 3 Aeolus. 3 Aeolus to just get us any of our 1-drops that we could possibly need, give us that Nexus capability as well. And then we're going to be running 2 Island of Aeolia, because if our opponent does in fact go for the mono earth build, we could definitely play some shenanigans with this, getting rid of their Foloi forests or things like that, also boosting up our Elestrals as well. So always a very good card there. We are of course playing the 3 Ambrosia, because this is a pretty heavy spirit cost deck. Wind is very heavy on the spirits, so we want to see these Ambrosia. And then continuing on with our draw power, I'm running a little bit less than I normally would, kind of a lot of bit less than I normally would. I'm playing 2 Nectar of the Gods and 2 Circle the Sky. 2 Circle the Sky just because I don't want any of these cards to be dead in my hand, especially the Chrysor or the Twindra. So if I can just circle the sky onto a card and get it to put out some more pressure or something like that, say we have the Chrysor in hand, we circle the sky, play the Chrysor, and instead of 2 damage, we burn our opponent for 3 and hopefully get some back from that. So as well as drawing. So there's that. If you can't tell, I'm not the most confident in this draw power. I'm very scared because you guys know that I love draw power to the point that I burn myself to death most of the time with the draw power. So we will see how this works though, and hopefully it will be advantageous to us. And then because our opponent has such terrifying cards they could possibly have on the field, and they could very likely just outrun us very quickly, we do run the 3 Resting on Your Laurels, because even if this card is dead in our hand, it's a threat that could be placed on the field to make our opponent, it'd be a bluff or something like that. As soon as our opponent destroys our 1 Elestral with a Viserys or something like that, Then we have the Resting on Your Laurels to hopefully at least burn out one of those Viscerus and things like that. Preferably the attack position one, and then hopefully we could play an Elestral to get over the defense position one that way. So the same could be said for our opponent. They could be running 3 Resting, 3 Earthquake, and we could just be in a world of hurt in as far as that, but we will see. I'm hoping Resting on Your Laurels plays a huge part in this. Speaking of a huge part in this, we are going to be running 3 Pandora's Box. 3 Pandora's Box because if they play Earth or if they play Wind, they're going to be trying to search for their win con. So their win con is going to either be swarming the board with Viscerus or getting out Penterror. And this is going to combat both of those scenarios. So I think Pandora's Box is the single most important card we could possibly run in this particular matchup. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that, but if it turns out to be the case, then yeah, that'll be absolutely amazing, and I will feel so much better about our games moving forward. And then we run 3 Poison Tipped Arrow. We run 1 Shield of Achilles because we would kind of prefer not to bounce back our opponent's creatures. We would prefer to stop any searches and go ahead and destroy them with Resting. But we do have the 1 shield just in case. Penterror is absolutely terrifying, and if we can bounce it back, then that's great. And then we run 3 Gorgon's Gaze to try to do a similar thing as Pandora's Box, shut off those abilities that would help our opponent, and put us in a more advantageous situation to where we can do a lot more things on our side of the field. So. But that's going to be it. That's going to be the deck profile this week. It's just a very comfy deck for me, just mono Wind. So with that being said, mono Wind, we are just going to be running absolutely all of the Wind Spirits we possibly can. So 20 Wind Spirits. Let's see. The side deck this week is, of course, going to be the other 2 shields just in case. It's going to be a couple Altar of the Stars. It's going to be a single Helios' Chariot Ride just because I'm not too worried about the Earthquakes and Resting on Your Laurels. If our opponent runs them, I have a feeling that they're going to be a problem regardless of Helios. And plus we're going to be spending so much spirits as it is. I kind of just don't feel like it'll be worth it. I could be absolutely wrong as per usual, but we will see. We're going to be running the 1 Glidesdale, just in case I want to take out a, either the Penterror and a Twindra, or maybe just a Twindra. And then we can put this Glidesdale in there and give us a little bit more pressure that way, a little bit earlier pressure that way. Then I run 3 Necruff. For similar purposes, for just earlier pressure. If I feel like the Exaltator is just kind of clogging up the deck, then I will put in Necruff for more pressure. And then with the Necruff, I do run the 3 Vipyro. So that's going to be our side deck for this week as well. Hopefully it goes well. Not gonna lie to you guys, we have not been doing so great against our opponents recently, but I'm hoping that will turn around with this game. So fingers crossed. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys would change. Let me know some strategies that I could use moving forward. Help me help you. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy, and I look forward to the match. Peace.